Hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the badass business coach. Yes, I am. I help you realize your badassness so you can do more, be more, and achieve more than you ever thought possible. Thank you again for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing the podcast with others, so you can spread the word and help others, right? Welcome to week 291. So no matter if you've been listening to this podcast, to me, for 291 weeks or for 1 week, thank you. And hopefully you've been able to work on yourself and, improve yourself and look for other ways to grow and invest in you, right? So don't forget to follow me on social media to continue with, the week. I always continue the theme, to continue the challenges, the questions, the opportunity for continued growth. And yes, I know some of you binge listen. That's good. So then get back to it and put those little tips and tricks or stories, whatever it is I'm babbling about every week, into your own practice, right? Okay, so last Monday's podcast was about how to focus more and stop multitasking so you can be more effective, productive, and fully present with whatever you're working on or whoever you're meeting with, right? If you were meeting with someone, well, I do hate those damn Apple Watches or whatever watch where people are getting their emails and calls on their phone because they're constantly looking at it. And to me, it's like, am I disrupting you? So make sure you're being fully intentional and present with whatever you're doing. I know many of you think you're great at multitasking, but it really is not a good thing. I'd like to tell all the business owners out there, when you're putting out an ad to hire someone, stop putting multitasking down as a qualification. Just stop it. All right? You do not win people that can multitask. Remember, last week it's about learning to transition from project to project or task to client or customer and back and forth. That's not multitasking, all right? So now, what? What do I possibly have to talk about? What more could I possibly get on your ass about or ask you to do? Because it's, we're in the fourth quarter, right? And I've talked a lot about focus and how it keeps you motivated and helps you achieve stuff. And, last year on this day, podcast 239, I talked about bullshit excuses and blaming that I'd been hearing from a client. And I asked also about habits, which fits right into the end of the year. Yes, habits. They help you achieve your goals. So as you did, or you were supposed to do, your progress review at the end of September, or maybe the 1st or 2nd of October, did you take the time to understand if you're off track or on track? Are you kicking ass, or do you need help? If you're off track, why? Looking at your habits and distractions. I've had them. I've had distractions. I've gotten off track on habits. Did you give some bullshit excuse or blame someone or something, or did you own it and make adjustments? And on the opposite side, if you're on track, what's helping? Yes, usually it's a good, healthy habit and limited distractions, which I've talked about, limiting distractions, cleaning up your environment, but you've heard me talking about that for a while. So what are you allowing, right? And if you see that, if you have a healthy habit and you identify that, can you mimic it? And no, when I say healthy habit, I'm not just referring to health and wellness, just a good, solid habit that's actually helping you move towards your goals. If you need help with habits, yes, I'm your coach. Contact me, Sandy at sandyballard.com. Message me, DM me, find me. I'm everywhere. But if you like books, check out Atomic Habits. I loved it. I listened to it, and it was actually like the author, James Clear, and I are kindred spirits. I was like, I just talked about that in my podcast or with a client. So love it, recommend it. As we fly into the fourth quarter, we need to be even more diligent so we can level up. So again, looking at our habits, listening to this book so maybe he can say something or he'll say something and you hear it differently, okay? Adjusting or creating new habits. Yes, the end of the year sounds a lot like spring and making sure you're on track. But you're on track is now as well. I need you to be so you can finish strong. Because, by the end of each quarter, we sometimes start to slip or get lazy with our habits. I don't know, let shit back into our environment that didn't need to be there or you got rid of, you know, and why? When things are going great, we tend to lay back and put things on autopilot. Maybe get a little lazy with it. I'm guilty of it too. It's like, oh, okay, that's going good. I'm going to go over here. And sometimes we just need to change things up a bit to keep it interesting so you don't let them slide or much like a repetitive workout, maybe it becomes boring or ineffective, right? If you have a monotonous job, sometimes that can happen. So if your habit, there's habits making sales calls, working out, eating healthy, writing, social media or other forms of marketing, meditating, researching, reviewing however it's helping or hurting will help you identify if you're on autopilot or bored and need to mix things up a bit. I actually just mix things up a bit with my workouts and my professional platform and things I'm doing with coaching. I just started a 6-week program to build more strength. It's going to be weird as I'm working out and running less, but I'm working out and running differently. I was just sort of doing my own thing after not being in the gym much in the last 18 months, and I knew I needed a change. And after my last half marathon that I just did, I knew I wanted to become a stronger runner, get back to where I was before my knee surgery, or maybe improve, right? Why not? So at the end of each week, I'll see how things are going if I'm following the plan, because that's how things happen, following the plan. And then on the business side, yeah, I screwed up. And now I only have 30 days, well, more like 26, to set up and test my new platform for my website and all my coaching systems. Yes, I had a deadline. I missed it. I signed up a little too soon, and I sort of knew that, but I'm like, oh, what I needed from them, they hadn't released yet, but they kind of teased me with it, and in my head was like, I jumped at that little shiny object and signed up for um, the test price, and well, that time is up, and I could have had the website up and just waited for the coaching portion. I should have had the website up, but I allowed other things to distract me. Yes, we moved twice, and I traveled once 1 week for clients, so that was chaos, but I could have gotten it done. I'm not blaming anybody. No excuses. No bullshit excuses. I screwed up, and now I'm up against the wall. I have no other option but to do it and make the big decision to whether this is going to be an improvement for my clients and easier for them, or I just blew all that money, right? To make improvements in processes and procedures or what you offer your customers, clients, and even staff to streamline things can be a time investment and financial investment. And it's not always what it appears to be, but isn't that what we're doing in our lives and businesses? We're striving to improve and become the best version of ourselves. So sometimes we have to put in a little effort, whether it's financially or time-wise, to test out, to try something new. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So today, I want you to tell me what habit you need to adjust to help you move forward. What's one area you'd like to improve upon? You've got, I don't even know, 10 weeks left of this year? So tell me that, all right? And if you want help figuring it out, how to refocus, eliminate distractions, get those habits adjusted so you can level up and finish strong, contact me, message me, find me, sandy@sandyballard.com. Let's have a great week full of strong, healthy habits. Cheers.